Darren Rovell, Action Network business reporter, joining us. I wanted to see if we could find out why some of these sports books voided the Aaron Rodgers futures bets. I don't know, like these are prop bets. But they didn't take the game off the board with Aaron Rodgers not playing. So Darren here to help us fill in the gray area there. Why would some of these sports books take the prop bets off the board?
So there's a whole bunch of things going on here. First of all, in Vegas, you can't do any of this stuff. So the Nevada Gaming Control Board, if something happens in a game, if there's an unfortunate injury, guess what? It's a bet. It's an unfortunate injury. That's what happens. It's called a bet, Dan. So in Nevada, none of these guys, we've never had anything like this. Then for the past 5 years, you have a situation where there's legal gambling. And all these guys are trying to get you to bet at their sports book. So they do these things like, oh, it's unfortunate Aaron Rodgers got hurt. We're sorry you bet on him. And it's allowed in these states to do this. Now, in most states, so let's say you had Aaron Rodgers over 200 passing yards. Most of them will then grade it as a loss and then give you whatever you bet on in bonus bets. Now, people are like, well, why would they do that? The reason they do that is they then mark it up as revenue, right? The sports book won then, right? They grade it as a loss, right? So they mark that up as revenue, and then they don't have to account it for marketing, right? They want to try to keep you. So normally they'll have to pay these marketing costs. And when DraftKings, which is a public company, comes out and says, we paid $400 million to keep people, this is not included. When they give you bonus bets, it's not included. So that's really what they're doing. It's kind of like they're doing an accounting thing. They're trying to keep you there. Now, there's a couple books who said, we're not refunding you, a couple. But most of them looked at each other and said, that guy's refunding you, that guy's refunding you. We want to keep your business. And so there's a whole bunch of refunds, including Jets futures, which you would think that's part of the game. Since when is an injured person kind of allowed you to kind of get your money back? It's a weird thing. And the standard, the guys who've been in the industry forever are driven nuts by this. They can't believe that sports books are doing this.
Dangerous precedent?
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. Like, okay, so now someone else is hurt in the middle of a game. It was just more unfortunate because it was Aaron Rodgers. I mean, someone getting hurt. Okay, what about the I bet? What happens if I bet the over in the game? I bet the over in the game. Well, obviously, I was relying on Aaron Rodgers over Zach Wilson. So yeah, of course, it's a horrible precedent. And I think, at some point, I think the states are going to, state by state, will say, I don't know how much you can do this. Bet is a bet. And these gaming control boards, their responsibility is to keep integrity, right? Which is why for so long, and still in a lot of states, you can't bet on the spelling bee or how about the Oscars or the Grammys in a lot of states, because one person knows already, right? So like these gaming control boards, their job is to say what you can and can't do. And I think in some sense, they've probably failed here in allowing sports books to basically do what they want because the fight for the customers is so great.
But where do they draw the line here, Darren, of a star player? And if Aaron Rodgers gets injured in the beginning of the second half, do they do the same thing? If Brock Purdy were to get injured, what would they do with prop bets or futures with the 49ers or Derrick Henry? That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, the subtext, right? The just the idea of it seemed to be he didn't run for a yard or throw for a yard. He got sacked and that was it. Like that's because it's so unfortunate. That's what it is. But again, like, yes, Dan, you're right. Where do you draw the line here? You can make up a whole bunch of things. It's tough, but it's just the environment right now where there's so much competition for your dollar. The average person downloads 1.7 gambling apps. So again, like there's loyalty there. They're trying to get you to go to theirs. If you're at FanDuel and FanDuel didn't refund any bets, do you go to DraftKings now because you think that was right? Maybe that's the competition.
Before I let you go, I know that
you got a ticket right there.
You know
The
what?
butt fumble.
I have the butt fumble ticket. Mark Sanchez is going to join us coming up.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you like how I noticed that right away? Who's on? Is that Mo Lewis?
I think it's Mo Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is it more valuable if Mark Sanchez signs this?
Yeah, you got to get it. You have to get like one of those you can pull that out. You should definitely get that signed. Have him sign whoops Mark Sanchez.
Whoops, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is 2012, the Jets Patriots, a game that I was at, and that was the butt fumble with Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, I love tickets.
Yes.
I recently got a great one, Dan. I got the ticket to Back to the Future 2 when old Biff is talking to young Biff, and he says, "Yeah, UCLA is going to win that game." And he's like, "Yeah, Dad, there's 3 seconds left. They're losing." He's like, "UCLA is going, the Sports Almanac game."
Yeah.
So we got that one. So
wait, that was used in the movie?
no, the actual game, because the game was real. UCLA really won that game on November 12th, 1955, which is actually, it's the same night as the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Hey, Marvin, listen to this.
I'm going to have you come in and take inventory here with all of the press passes. I have press passes.
I would love to do that. That would be tremendous.
I have press passes going back to the early 80s. Boston Garden with the Celtics, Mets World Series with the Red Sox.
What is this? What do you think the single most? What is the single best game you were at that you have a press pass to?
I would say the Buckner ball.
Right.
That game. Yeah. I was there in Skydome when Joe Carter homered to win the World Series.
93.
Yeah.
Yep. Now the 80. Were you quickly? Were you in the Red Sox locker room in the bowels and the? Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I didn't have that type of memory. The only memory I had was I was in the Patriots area with the Tyree catch. But the amazing. At one point I did own the Red Sox champagne. I owned a bottle of unopened Red Sox champagne. Yes, at one point.
Wow. I have the press pass for when Magic hit the sky hook at the Boston Garden.
Sure. Yep.
To win that. I have my press pass when Jordan announced his retirement in Chicago.
That's a good one.
Chicago Stadium. Yeah, I have so many of them. I just slapped them up on the doors all over the place here.
We should go through it and film it. I'm in.
All right.
Hopefully you didn't use some sort of goo, and we could take them off the walls without, maybe it's double-sided tape or something, without hurting it.
Hey, great to talk.
All right, take care,
Thank you, buddy. Darren Rovell, Action Network business reporter.